or before we decide what we want to do, it is very okay to, at least in the United States, it is okay to change your career, right? It's okay to not have everything figured out when you are 18 years old or even just 20, right? So for a lot of you, even when you graduate from your bachelor's degree, you would be like, I don't know, 20, 21 or 22 years old. So it is okay to recognize that you may eventually change your career or your interests may be different, right? But it is very important before you make that decision to consider these four different things, right? So to consider your values, your interest, your own personality, and lastly, your skills, okay? So I'm going to define each items or each factors a little bit more. So what is a value, right? So it's something you cherish, something that you think it's important, right? So for me, what I value, I think I value honesty, right? So when I'm working with people, I want people to just be honest to me. I want people to just tell me the truth because I would respect them, if they don't essentially, they treat me the same way as I would treat them, right? So some people would value money, right? Like for some people, having access to money is very important. I would say that's not necessarily my values, right? Like, of course, I think money is important in terms of to have a comfortable living. But I really value, I think being able to enjoy my life, right? Be able to have a personal life. So the second vocabulary we're going to learn is interest. So the first one is value, right? So what is important to you? Before you decide on a career, you should ask yourself, what do you really value in life, right? Do you value your time to spend with your family? If that's the case, being a medical doctor may be really challenging, or being a lawyer may be really challenging because you may not be able to spend as much time with your family as you can or as you wish. What are your interests, right? So essentially, what is it that you're interested about, or what is it that you have, a passion for, like you're intrinsically wanting to learn more about, right? So that's interest. What are you interested in, right? So for some of you, you talked about you are interested in numbers, you're interested in economics. Some of you talked about you're interested in helping people. And helping people comes in many different ways. Some of you talked about wanting to be a teacher. Some of you talked about wanting to teach Mandarin. You could say you're helping people, right? You're helping people to get to know your culture. And some of you talked about being a funeral director. So all of that, the interest is the same. The interest is helping people, right? But your careers are so different. And the third factor you should also consider before you commit to your career choice is your personality, right? So what is a personality? So essentially it's something that you're kind of like born with, you're just naturally this way, right? So for example, I am naturally an extrovert. So what that means is I get my energy from interacting with people. I enjoy being in front of the people. I enjoy talking to them. I enjoy making them feel better, making them laugh. So that's my personality. I'm very outgoing. I would also argue I probably have high energy. As I get older, it's getting harder, but I like to have fun. I'm very outgoing and bubbly, right? So also think about, is your career going to be a good fit for your personality, right? So if your personality is very outgoing, but if you work for a company that is very serious, then it sometimes, may not be a good fit, right? And the last factor you should also consider before you commit to a career is to consider the skills that you have and the skills that is required for that particular career, right? So the definition of skill is the ability to do something well, right? Do you have an expertise in whatever it is, right? So I would say, for the example of Ava, right? I would argue her skills are probably, she probably has a very strong math and science foundation, right? Without a strong math and science and chemistry and biology foundation, she probably cannot pursue medical school or would not be ready to pursue medical school, right? So under the umbrella of skill, it's separated into two different types of skills, a hard skill or a soft skill. So the definition of a hard skill is something that you can learn and acquire through practice. So you do it over and over and over again, or you can acquire that through education, right? So you can learn how to balance an Excel spreadsheet, right? For my CPA person, you can learn how to balance or how to use the payroll system if you're going to learn how to pay people on your payroll. So those are examples of hard skills. What is a soft skill? So a soft skill is usually something you pick up when you are working with people, right? When you get out there, you're working with people, you're collaborating with people, working as a team. So soft skill is the ability that relates to how you work and how you interact with other people. Okay, so some of the very popular soft skills when you're working with other people in a team is your communication skills and your ability to work together, which is teamwork, and other interpersonal skills, right? Like, you know, are you being explicit about what you want? Are you being respectful, right? So these are some of the skills to consider. So also think about what you can bring to the table, right? So if you have a very strong math and science skill, maybe you want to consider careers that are naturally math and science driven, right? And so I would say for me, my skills has always been working with people, collaborating, the ability to communicate with people, although those are not hard skills, but those are definitely soft skills I have and I possess. Okay, so these are just some images to help you really consider what do you value, right? So some people really value free time. So some people don't really want to work full time. They want to work part time because they value their own time. Some people really value money. Some people value their family. So their family's decision, their family's input is very important. And the last picture is meant for independence and freedom, right? So some people are definitely looking forward to like, I just want to leave the house. Let me do it on my own. So what are your interests? So this is something to consider, okay? So as a counselor, when I'm teaching students, I want my students to think about what are their interests. So how do you know what you're interested in? Typically, your interest is divided into 6 different areas. Realistic means that you like to do something with your hand. That's tangible. So maybe more like the career technical pathway people, like welding people, cosmetology people. They like just doing things by hand. Like they can feel, they can touch. Investigative means that people who love to kind of think, they don't necessarily love to work with things that are tangible. They like to work with numbers, data, formulas, ideas. Or you could be someone who's super creative. This is what we call someone who has an interest in the arts, artistic. This could be writing. This could be music. This could be photography. So anything that allows you to be creative and to be fluid. So you're not, you know, so you're not like glued to a desk every day from like 9 to 5 p.m., right? So these are people who are very like fluid, creative. They don't always enjoy working at a corporate office. So the fourth interest someone can have could be helping people, right? A lot of you talked about, I just want to help people. So this is what we call people who have an interest in the social category. It's not because they love talking to people, like they're social butterflies. It's because we call them social because they're interested in helping people make this world a better place. Fifth interest is enterprising, ENTERPRISIN, enterprising. So these are the people who are very persuasive. They just want to sell you their idea. They want to sell you their stuff, right? These are your go-getters who are very interested, like selling you a pitch, right? So if you're interested in that, that might be some of the interest area to consider. Like maybe you're interested in doing sales. Maybe you're interested to go into government. Maybe you're interested in going into like administration for a school, right? Any kind of role where you get to take a leadership role. So the last category we're going to talk about for an interest is conventional. Okay, so these are the people who love to stay organized, right? So I think about the CPA conversation. As a CPA, you're very conventional. You love formulas, you love structure. You need to find out where the last penny went, right? So that is essentially the 6 categories, okay? I know I am short on time, but I think I just want to bring this up. I know, Dr. Liu, you're here. Do you want to talk to them a little bit more about the raffles that you're going to do?
We got a raffle, but I don't know. I think it's New Taipei City will decide it. They will decide the criteria. Maybe the whoever attendance more, or whoever answer question more, or whoever review the our record video more. I don't know. They will make the
Okay.
criteria. But thank you for you put this flight. Yes, I actually shipping all these last week, and I think
Oh,
it arrived already. Yesterday arrived. So
okay.
so these are the Cerrito College thing. So I hope student will like as a souvenir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Yeah, so it's a small incentive for participating in the summer program. And we just hope that you keep it as a token of your memory that you spent 4 days with us, right? But yeah, so I know we're short on time, but I do just want to let you know, if you have the time, this might be something you want to consider. In the United States, we call it the elevator speech or the elevator pitch, because sometimes you get to meet one person and this person is going to decide if they want to hire you. You want to be prepared for that. Okay. And I wanted you, if we had time, I wanted you to think about what you would say, right? When you meet that person, how would you tell them that you're really interested, either working for them, or how you're very interested in working for their firm, right? So you need to be able to sell yourself to them. My name is so and so. I really value teamwork. My interests are helping students to transfer to university. My personality is I'm an extroverted person. I'm very skilled in creating flyers. I'm really skilled in communication skills. This is why I would be a good counselor one day, right? So this is just an example of an elevator speech. You're not going to be perfect at this the first time around. It will take a lot of time. You have to practice to be good at this, right? So it's something I really wish maybe you will not get right now, or have a perfect answer for it right now, but it's something I really would like you to keep in mind as you move through your education system through college, right? To really get to know who are you, to really get to know what do you value, what are you interested in, and what kind of skills do you bring to the table. And if you don't have those skills, where can you pick up new skills so your employers will want to hire you, right? All right. And I think that is it from me. Ava, did you want to add something to close up? I know we are a couple minutes over.
No, not really. I just wanted to thank the students for showing up over the last 4 days. I know me and Lynn had a great time with you guys, and we learned a lot from you as well. Other than that, nothing really. If you want to contact us in the future, you could probably email Dr. Liu, and she can give out our emails or our contact information. I know we'd like to help you in any way possible. And thank you for being so amazing.
I totally agree. I think we definitely enjoyed the interaction. And I think, initially our first day was a little bit challenging, right? Because I think all of us were shy and we didn't necessarily speak up. But I think we definitely got better second, third, and today we got a lot of participation. And I don't know if you noticed, your sentences are getting longer, more elaborate, and then as you speak, you're also getting a lot more confident, right? So I know a lot of you are very conscious about like needing to be perfect, but I think that is something that we need to learn is that we will not always be perfect. Just because we're not perfect, it doesn't mean we don't do it, right? So I don't want to say practice makes perfect, but practice does make it better. So I just encourage you to consider to continue to practice in the future.
Thank you, Dr. Wang. Thank you, Ava. And student, I leave my email at the chat. If you want to contact the teachers, and just let me know, okay? And thank you for attending this class with our teachers. Thank you.
Dr. Liu, are we allowed to give our social media out to the students?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to give them